Hey everyone, it's the time of the week again. This time I asked questions on Twitter about which coins you guys want me to go over. So basically, everything going in this video is um, from you guys. I will go over the plays that I have, given in the Discord and what I'm waiting for. I go over Bitcoin, Ethereum every single week, so you don't have to keep reject or requesting that, but everything else is um, requested by you guys. So I'm not taking any of these plays. When I have taken the plays, I will tell you which ones are the coins that I'm looking for setups on. And to start off this video, with Bybit potentially implementing KYC, I have moved over to MEXC Global, and I'm partnered with them. Referral code is MEX, hyphen Arschmeister. Um, if you are liking my content, please consider using my link and showing support. And I appreciate everything. But let's get into it. So first coin we're going to go over is Bitcoin. I'll start by going over my play for this and what I'm looking for. Um, we had this deviation of previous range, right? We closed back under. And in the Discord, I told you if we close below 28.5, we're going much lower. So that was a short trigger for me. If you have been watching my videos before and confirmation wise, you know what I'm looking for. Now we closed back below. We broke in this uptrend on the 4 hour, right? We broke down, retested the trend line, and that was your trigger to short with your stops above this wick. And we came back and touched mid range. Um, we lost it, had this breakout candle. We have the retest and closed above, and we're currently hovering over it. Okay, so I was hoping for a push into this area and reject from 28 150-ish. That's where I was looking for a rejection, and I'm still not ruling it out. But if we do get to this area, right, we do have resistance followed by a trend line retest, bearish retest, and I'm looking to open a short at 28 150, DCA at 28.4, hard stop at 28 865-ish, and I'm looking for a move down to range lows. Now, if we do get the move down to range lows first, I'm looking for a sweep of these lows. I'm not setting limits, but a sweep of these lows, and if we are able to reclaim, right, take out all this liquidity, come back above here, I will mark it long with my stops below the wick that was created, and I'm looking for mid-range and then range highs. Okay, so that's a confirmation play. I go over this many times before in the videos, in the discords, and that's how I'm going to play Bitcoin. But if we were taking a look at Bitcoin from scratch, we are at resistance. Okay, so why am I calling this resistance? Well, um, this was previously support, right? Taken down, we broke down. So this is a key level that we need to flip. 27 800. We need to flip that before going higher. Okay, we have this daily order block, which by definition is also how I play supply zones. If we do get a push up in here, that is a must short. Okay, so if we do close the daily below this line here, 27 700-ish, then I'm looking for a move down first to take out these lows here at 26 500-ish, right? Everyone's looking for this, so we could see this get front ran, and I mentioned this before, but I ideally want 28.52. And why 28.52? Well, I mentioned this previously, and this was a huge level for me because this is a support resistance flip of previous breakout levels. Okay, we had rejections here, came back down, rejected briefly, right, and then went up. So we haven't retested the breakout point, so I'm personally looking at 25.2. I hope that if we just get this breakdown here, we somehow have a sell-off candle, fill my wick at 25.2 and then go higher, but I'm prepared for both scenarios. Um, so that's why I think 25 28.2 is a very crucial level, but right now on the 4 hour we are above resistance. Okay, um, if you're looking at anything below the 4 hour for Bitcoin, you're wasting your time. The weekly for Bitcoin was a bearish engulfing candle. Now, I don't like that weekly close. A lot of people don't like it. So we could get a scam pump this Monday or tomorrow, heading into my short here at 28 150 to 28.4. Again, that is a short for me. I'm going to take that, and I have a hard stop at 28 865 ish. But right now, no point of playing mid range. Okay, if you are a trader, you don't want to play mid range. You want to play range highs and range lows. Okay, and this is range high. Oops, let's make that red. And we are currently at mid range. Okay, so if you've been playing this, you've just been chopped up on lower time frames. Okay, so no point in playing this. However, we do have a possible bear flag forming on the lower time frame. I stay away from the lower time frames. It's a waste of time, but it's been clearly rejecting the trend line and bouncing off the bottom trend line. So you can keep playing this over and over until it fills. This is where I am shorting. Now this is a lower time frame order block as well. So if we do go up into this region again, 28 150 is my short, right? So keep your eye on this here. Mid range, don't trade. Get to range highs. This is a must short. And range lows, you're looking for a sweep, confirmation, reclaim the swing low, close above. You will mark it long with your stops above the wick. All right. That's how you're going to play Bitcoin. For Ethereum, now I have two ways to look at it. Excuse me. Now on the 4 hour, we were holding trend for the longest time. All right, we broke down here, and if you are looking at my Twitter or in the Discord, I said 1930 was a crucial level. It was previous resistance that we broke. Right, we flipped it to support for briefly, but then we lost it. We lost it, retested the trend line, bearish retest, came back down. Low time frame bear flag here as well. And I am looking at this daily order block for a bounce, and that is from 1770 down to 1720-ish. Okay, I expect a bounce from this region. I am taking this long here, long at 1775, and my DCA is actually going to be 1720 if we do get down there. Stop right below that wick there, and I am looking for a move. I gave the TPs in Discord, but if you guys are taking this play, take whatever profit levels are good enough for you. Resistances will be here, 1832, here, and 1930. Okay, those are your low time frame or TPs. This would give you a nice 10, almost 9% move unleveraged if you take it to the last TP. That's what I'm looking at, and I do have a short here if we do go to 1930. So we do have a supply zone here. So 1922 is actually where I'm looking to short. This was previous resistance, right? We broke above, we held it, lost it. So if we do go up here, I am looking for a short. My DCA would be 1954 with a hard stop at 1970-ish. Now, I'm looking for a rejection there and further down. I was looking at this bearish Quasimodo chart pattern. So for this to happen, right, you need a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, and lower high. So we do have, the higher high here. Here's your higher low. Here's your higher high. I was hoping for a move down. I still expect to possibly get it, that 1770 to 1720 region. If we do go here, like fill this and then go higher, hopefully, that would create the lower low and then the lower high, right? And then we just go down. But if we do not get that, then I'm still looking for the short here. And then I'm going to play this down to 1500. There is a supplies or a demand zone here, and that will be my final TP if we get it. So see how this has been putting in double bottoms and going higher. Well, how much higher can it go? We, had distribution here, came back down, distribution here. Is this another distribution, or is this low time frame accumulation up to supply zone for further down? I'm more inclined to this. I do think that the market is locally topped, and I do think from here we go much lower. So I think for the next 6 to 9 months, crypto winter has already started, in my opinion. There's no summer at all. It's going to be a rocky road for crypto, and I think that trading is going to be pretty hard. Easy mode is no longer there. Um, Now, if I go back to this chart, right, if we do somehow go to 1930, and this would be my 1954, like if I go back to this chart here, and I draw the trend line, there. No, I think I use this one. Okay. So if we do go back up here, right, this area was the trend line rejection. So we have a supply zone. We have resistance, or it was previously support turned to resistance. Then we have the trend line. You have three confluences for this short trade. That is well within my parameters, and I'm going to take that short. Okay. On top of that, the dollar is putting in a reversal pattern. Now, people are saying that this isn't an inverted hammer, but if I zoom in, it's got a wick. Okay, that's a hammer for me. I do think that we had a weekly SFP. We took out the lows, bounced from the bottom trend line as well, and we even put in a double bottom. So I do think it's time for the dollar to go on a mini run. My first high time frame target is 105, and then 108 and 110. Right now, if we're taking technical targets, if we do break out from here, technical targets will be back into this daily supply zone, which is 112 to 114 almost. Now that's a technical target, okay? It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I do think that the dollar is going to break out here. So that's my view on that. Now, if the dollar looks bullish, risk on assets, crypto, stocks, are going to be bearish. So I do expect this to have a multi-week breakout to this region. So, for the next 3 to 4 months, I do think that crypto is going to have a hard time and basically be either idle or slow bleed down. Now for Sol, I am short from 21. Where is my Sol chart? I am short from 21.27. I do have a DCA 21.15. So, 22.15, which is right here-ish. Okay, so if we do get here, I'm looking for a DCA short. Now, I have a stop loss here of 22.38, but it's not a hard stop loss. I will cut my trade if we reclaim this and go higher, okay? So I am at low leverage. I trade at 10x. I can hold this. My liquidation price is 80 bucks for Sol. So it's not going to stop me out, but for you degens that are using, 50 to 100x, you're going to get liquidated probably because, risk management is very important and most of you guys neglect it. But I went in very light here, and my DCA will probably bring me an average about 21.84, 85-ish. So I'm set. and I will cut on acceptance above 22.40. So if we flip this resistance to support, then I will look to manually cut my position, right? But until then, I'm waiting. We did have a low time frame SR flip, right? We rejected from this resistance and then we just flipped it to support. Now low time frame, this could be a bear flag, not confirmed yet. So if you are short from lower, I'm holding my position, nothing to worry about yet. I will cut manually if we get up there. But in the long run, I do think that Sol is going to go down to 1987. I gave this to the Discord as well I think it was a couple of days ago. But we're holding the trend for now, right? The trend is your friend. Again, 22.15 is my DCA. It is resistance as well. Break this trend line. First level I'm looking at, main level to hold, or a retest to happen at is 1987. That's where I'm looking to long. DCA at 1926 with a hard stop at 1872. I do think that Sol is heading down there. How fast is just a question. I'm patient. I will wait for this trade and I will see what happens with my short. If I do end up cutting out, I give this play on Twitter and I will notify everyone as well. So those are the only three coins that I'm currently in and have setups for: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Sol. The first coin that we're going to take a look at that someone suggested is Injective. So for Injective, well, let's start on the daily first. We do have a demand zone from 5.85 down to 5.35. That's where I do think that Injective is going. Okay. The next main level, in my opinion, is going to be 4.83. Okay, that was support. It was flipped to support. So I'm looking at those two levels. Now let's take a look at low time frame. Low time frame, this is a demand zone. So from 6.74 down to 6.43. This should be a bounce point. Now it's not going to be, see, demand zone there. We got a nice bounce from it. Got a nice 6% move there. Hopefully we get a nice move to, well, we already did, and we got a nice move. Now this is flipped to resistance, right? We filled, got a nice move to previous demand zone, rejected. This one's a hard one. We also did fill this order block here, so either we go back up here. I do think we reject here again and go further down. But this is a coin that you should have taken profits from if you were deep in. I think that this is going to be correcting down to the $5 range. So that's my take on Injective. I wouldn't be long this coin right now. And if we do get a bounce, if you are in profit, take your profit. But on a higher time frame, this is a supply zone. So if we get to 7.26 to 7.64, that's where I'm looking to short. That's the complacency bounce. That would be my setup. So entry at 7.28ish, DCA top, so 7.62, and then, well, you can DCA also within the range. So if you are adding a second DCA or adding to your position, this would be the setup. So 7.28ish, 7.45 is your DCA, and your last DCA comes around 7.62. Hard stop at 7.712, and you're going to play that all the way down to about $5. I do think that this is over for now. Probably looking to scalp long if we do get it. Too wide of a stop. I would probably take this on spot. Whoops. I would take this on spot. So I enter around 5.85, hard stop at 5.12, because if that gets broken, then we are going for an SR flip here again, or not an SR flip, but a retest of support. And just ride that to first TP would be 6.26, and then if this 4-hour order block gets blown through, that would be your first resistance. So that should be another TP level. For Wu, it looked good at first, right? This was your this level here. This was your weekly area, right? We had the inverse head and shoulders. We broke out. We had a nice weekly candle, right? We came back down under. We failed to flip resistance. Okay, so 25.89, if we do get it, it should provide rejection. Now this is a weekly candle. We can't have wicks above. If you're looking for a more precise entry for short, probably have to go on the 4-hour. That would be your entry for the short. So from 27.55 to 28.55, that would be your short. So entry there, stop loss above this wick, and you're looking back down for the trend line touch. Now on the daily, we've been holding trend. So if we do come back here to this trend line, which would be around 22.84-ish, right? This was previous resistance. We broke out, unable to hold, rejected, broke out, hold, rejected, rejected, rejected. That would be the SR flip of previous resistance. We haven't. It's still resistance. We haven't flipped it or confirmed um, the flip. So usually we have nice bounces there. If we do come down tomorrow or Tuesday, that would be a nice area to long. So something like 22.85 with your stop around 21.20ish, and then you'll just play it back into this region, right? TP1 would come around 23.58ish, and then a little bit higher around 22.44, and then within the zone here. That's where I would look to scalp long Wu, and if we do go higher for the 4-hour, that order block is going to be your TP, or sorry, your short. Now you can add more confluence there, right? Depends how fast we get there. This could keep going. The 4-hour stall, we could reject again from this trend line as well. So currently downtrend. It's been rejecting from this trend line. I wouldn't long this right now until the area is presented. Now again, this could wick down as well into this order block here, this demand zone, and then reclaim trend. So yes, entry is always going to be light, and then you DCA down as well. Never go in heavy at entry, never go all in as well. Second coin, ARB. Okay, so clear supply and resistance at this region here. Okay, so if price comes back to this area, this is a short. So 1.42 is a short. Stops, depending on your risk tolerance, right? If you go in light, you can afford a stop around $1.51. But if you are a degen and you go in heavy at entry, then your stops are going to be probably around 1.48. I go in light, so that would be your play. And then this is time to run range lows. Yeah, that would be a bearish retest. I like this short. Otherwise, this was your previous range, right? We deviated back into this range. Going to range highs basically is a confluence for a short, bearish retest, supply zone. Again, I have three confluences backing my thesis. If I were to long, it'd be range lows here. You could probably front run two areas. This would be the breakout of resistance. So you could take a scalp long there with a very tight stop around like 1.22-ish. Get a quick 1-2% move. Otherwise, if we do come back and close below here, you're looking at range lows. Okay. Now this could be that famous triple tap setup. Here's your 1, here's your 2, here's your 3. Rect Proof likes this. All right, that would be your long setup. Enter in light just in case we do go further down and clear this liquidity. Right, if we do come back down, reclaim, swing low, and go above. So just keep a light entry just in case we do wick down. If we do reclaim it, you place your stops below that wick. You can add to your position, and then you would, your main TP would be mid-range and range highs if we get there. But then you take profits within this level as well. No longs here. We either long here, short there. But if you're on low time, I'm not even going low time frames because I don't trade low time frames. Next coin, XRP. So XRP had a swing failure rejected from it. I would possibly, I don't like this coin, but that demand zone already got filled and bounced nicely from it. Let's go low time frame. I'm not going to do much analysis on this one. I'm sorry, whoever suggested it, but I don't like this coin. But if I were to see this TA worked perfectly. Yeah, we took the liquidity from the upside here as well and came back down. However, lower time frame. Okay. Lower time frame. Short entry 48 8ish. Stops above 54. and you'll target this. We fill, you take profit here, back here on the trend line, bounce, and then if it breaks, right, turns it to resistance, you'll add more to your shorts there, move your stop loss to profit or break even, and then your main TP would come there. That's lower time frame. If we do push higher somehow miraculously, then this would be your short. 52.60. Now for longs, it already bounced from the point where I would want it to bounce from. However, 50% hasn't filled. This is your demand zone for now. I would love for it to bounce here at 43.4ish. Let's front run that a little bit. That would be your long entry. This could take a while, but you know it was support, right? Resistance, breakout, just flirting there. So I do expect it to bounce there. So if you front run it to like maybe 43, 45, or 50, that would be a good area to long with your stops. Probably sub 42.4. So something like, so front run that. Stops probably there. So 41.8. Right? You'll TP in this region. Your main one would be here. If we get up there, that's where you'll short, but you know you would already flip short hedge the other two. Joe, I don't know what this is. I don't know how to do TA on a liquid shitcoin, but you know it's a shitcoin when high time frame demand zones don't hold, right? Demand zone came back down, just dying. Even broke down from resistance, right? It flipped, so this was rejected, flipped it to support, right? We broke down, closed below, even rejected. If we do close the daily below here, then this would be a nice short with your stops probably above here. 53.6, and you will target back down here. So main TPs would come 42.84, 35, and then you know here. Joe's a shit coin. I don't know what this coin is, so can't do much analysis from here. Can't even draw a trend line. Nope, shitcoin. Last but not least, MATIC. So do or die for MATIC here. I'm currently holding trend, but for how much longer? If we do, we even turned previous support to resistance. If it breaks trend line here, support. So let's front run that a little bit. This would be your first TP, 95 cents, 87, 75. So you're looking for a break, right? Close below. Then this would be, if we close below, this would be a supply zone. Whoops, ugly ass piss color. You would place your shorts there if we do break. And looking for that. If we do reclaim this resistance, then you would manually cut for a minimal loss. Long, let me see something. So I'm not going to call this a cup. This is a V, right? Yeah, see, here's the breakdown. This wants to give in. Yeah, any balances on MATIC is a short in my opinion. Um, Long, probably 95.22 for a small. Like, I'm talking like small, very tight stop, and back to the trend line wherever that is at that point. Now this is a 5-hour trade, and this is a lot, right? Very tight stop. You definitely can take profits along the way up. So if you do long from 95, 22, whatever, this is your first take profit, 97, maybe even before that, because this is a scalp, right? Scalps, you look for 1 to 1.5% moves. So yeah, a little before that. Probably like 96 cents. Yeah. Um yeah, that's MATIC for you. Holding trend, there's no reason to, I mean, yes, you can long here with your stops below this 98-cent wick because, the trend is your friend, but I'd still be patient. I do think that we do get a possible scam pump tomorrow. Um, I'm still not gonna position myself into anything. I'm just gonna wait until the trades come to me. I never chase trades, like I never chase women. So we're gonna wait until we have those parameters um, for those trades to be filled. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I'm only looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Sol. These would be the trade setups given for those coins suggested. And I'll post anything that I see in the discords. I'll give 1 to 2 trades here on Twitter, but I'm more focused on the members than you know trying to please everyone. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me, and any support with my new affiliate link would be much appreciated. See you guys next week.